Greetings and welcome to another fine episode of the CoCoTALK Game On Challenge Live. Tonight we'll be playing Gray Lady by Terry Steen. And yes, we have audio on Twitch. So let's get to it and see who all is joining us tonight. We are joined by the always present Jim Rye.
Oh, great.
Yes, you're always here.
Like I have no life.
No,
No,
you just good.
have a lot of CoCo games to play.
You just have good priorities.
There's a lot to go.
And we're also joined by the wonderful Mark B.
Hello. Hey, Mark.
And in the other corner, hiding behind the turnbuckle, we have an exile in paradise.
Yeah, that annoying guy. I'm sorry, I'm here.
You're not annoying.
I'll try hard.
Now, I'm going to try to figure out how to play this game without an analog joystick.
So you're gonna take the part of Kurt Jurgens?
Yeah, I don't. It requires a analog joystick, and I don't have one for my emulation.
This is gonna be fun, man. There will be good.
Absolutely.
Pancakes will be had.
I think we might skip the pancakes and go straight to the brioche and waffles.
Wow. So, is it time for someone to do a CoCo 3 remake of this so that somebody can play the Destroyers and somebody else can play the Submarine? Make it head-to-head? Yeah, I think you should get on that, Alan.
Yeah.
I'm already booked with my one game I'll never finish.
If this is not blue, then reset. Clear for a different color set. Press any key when blue.
I'm always blue.
Well, how about we go up here to TV input, hit this, and put red blue. And then,
why is it always the one? It's always the other one.
Yeah, it's always the second one. Red blue.
Oh, what are we playing?
Gray Lady by Terry Steen.
From what I understand, this mission is doomed because the submarine has lost dive control and can never surface.
At some point, they're going to run out of air.
Yeah, so, take a moment of silence for these poor brave suckers trying to sink shipping even though they know they're doomed.
Oh my god, I finally hit something.
Yeah, I found the any key.
Yeah. Are you playing, Mark?
No, I will be.
No. Cool.
All right, 1900.
Submarines were not very reliable that year.
Well, I'm playing a game that requires an analog stick with a digital one. I originally requested to delay this game until I had an an analog controller for my emulator, but the Game on High Council overruled me.
Don't you have like a whole shop full of electronic crap? There's not one geometer anywhere in there.
Nope. I'm a digital guy, not analog.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting Atari guy. Yeah,
Hey,
buttons good enough for everything.
Hey, we use
Oh, don't get started on
a
the
paddle.
200. No one likes that.
Hey, we've got you can use 8 paddles on one Atari. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, for what?
Oh, there's games that use it.
Group play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With-
One game, use all 8 paddles at once.
There's actually a couple breakout clones. There's a Warlords type game.
Boring.
Yeah, says the person who barely plays.
Hey, I just have taste. That's all.
Do you eat mac and cheese from the box?
Hell yes, I do.
Then you don't have any taste.
I love mac and cheese.
From
It's generally better if you cook it first.
Yeah, go straight from the box into the pot.
Yeah, because mac and cheese from the box is nasty.
Yeah, you gotta soup it up with something.
Yeah, a trash can. Probably doesn't help that I don't like cheese.
Oh yeah, not that it really tastes like cheese.
Yeah, but when it comes to cheese things, I'm like, I don't like the taste of cheese, so I'm indifferent about it. But like the Kraft macaroni and cheese in the box, I can't even stand in the smell of it. Like my kids used to love to eat it, and they'd ask me to make it. And what I would do is I'd make it everything except for the cheese packet. And I would take the cheese packet and I'd put it next to the stove and tell them, you have to dump the cheese into it and mix it up yourself. You can't do that? Nope. Don't want to be in the same room when you're doing it.
So now we know how to torture Sleepy.
Go ahead and you'll find out what happened to my children when they tried that.
What decides when the game is over? For the timer?
Yeah. When the pie in the sky becomes a full pie.
So is that the when you ran out of air timer?
I guess so.
Be on pause for a bit. The show started, the cat barked.
Yay!
We do that
I've
to cat.
seen this show again, haven't I?
You have that effect on us. 3,100 so far.
Mac and cheese.
Yuck.
You gotta try it with a can of tuna sometime, Sleepy.
Forget the tuna, man. Dump in a can of chili.
That sounds pretty good.
I have put tuna in there for my kids.
Or
What-
hot dogs or
What's really funny is when I one time my kids complained about how much they hate mushrooms, and a friend of mine is a vegan, and she would get protein. It looked and tasted like ground beef, but it was based off of mushroom protein. So it was basically mushrooms, but processed to look and taste like ground beef. And I put that in there and said, hey, it's a cheeseburger macaroni. And they tried it and loved it and scarfed it all up. And I had made a huge pot of it. And after they were done, I was like, how was it? And they're like, oh, it was really good. I was like, good. So I waited about a half an hour after they'd all done and and the kitchen was cleaned, and I says, "Hey, everyone, come here." And they're like, "What?" And I says, "You know the ground beef I put in there?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I says, "It was mushrooms." And they're like, "What?" And yep, it was mushrooms. And they're like, "Oh, I thought it tasted funny." Yeah, you're full of shit. All right, let's see here.
Yeah, ground beef with taco seasoning. Put that in.
Yep, that's what I did. I cooked up the mushroom protein as ground beef and put taco seasoning in it, and then mix it in with the mac and cheese. Alrighty now, that needs power, which is over here. And that's the power cable. And that's the power supply. We're not using the commode door, so we can disconnect that. And now we need a CoCo. Which CoCo shall we use? Well, that one doesn't have a pot, so we can't use that. I would look at people. I guess we have a wiener here. My CoCo one is it. Okay. Spectacles, testicles, money, cigars. What do we need? We need a video cable. Hmm. All right. Greetings, Ken.
Hello. Do I have my set up for people can hear me?
Yes, you do.
Woohoo!
I'm sorry.
Unpacking. Go fast, so.
You finally made it home?
I made it home a few days ago.
So did everyone go from looking happy to looking like they stepped in it?
At my house?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, we missed you.
Oh, shucks.
With every bullet so far.
Ah, ha, ha.
You just feel like I'm missing all these boats.
I just gotta try and figure out which computer I'm using.
I figured out which computer I'm using. I just have to figure out how I'm going to do this.
Ah, yes. Hadn't thought about the fact that this was an analog joystick game.
Yeah, I requested to the Game On High Council that they wait until I have an analog control for my PC, but they overruled me.
Well,
Bastards.
6 or 7 analog joysticks for my CoCo.
Yep, I have a few analog joysticks for my CoCo also. I just don't have any for my PC. I'm still waiting for my order for the adapter to come in,
Ah,
which is going to be a while because evidently they're still in the getting things organized so that they can support such sales situation. So I think what I'm going to have to do is, where is that? Okay, oh, there it is. Yes. Do you
It
have
bogs down a little bit when it's all on the screen.
connection on you? Please say you do.
wait, the CoCo will bog down if there's lots on the screen? Never seen that before.
Yes, you do. Sweet. But will this cable reach? If not, we'll make it reach. Yeesh. That is a short cable.
You're already on the next level, Ken.
Good luck. But I died. I'm not like Curtis. I can't get to the 4th level.
Master.
So what are you looking for, Sloopy?
Basically, my HDMI input for the PC also does HDMI output from the same source, so you can see what you're looking at. And the thing is that if I look at the screen for my source, from a source in Discord, one, it's kind of small, and two, it's reversed. So I was looking for a cable that plugged into the HDMI that went into the monitor. You know, the big HP monitor with the silver bottom I had at CoCo Fest? Looking for a cable that went from an HDI port that would plug into that, and I found one that goes HDMI to DVI. Now I need to find the power supply for that monitor. Plug that in.
I think I got one of those here if you need it.
Oh, I've got one. I've got the power supply for that monitor. Now I got to find it in the 2 tubs that I took to CoCo Fest.
Oh, you can pick out
Yeah, if you shoot the mines enough, I think you can destroy them. It's just kind of a lot of shots.
Yeah. So now I also have to find a cable to hook up the CoCo to the composite to HDMI box.
But which submarine movie is better? The Enemy Below or Red Silent Red Deep?
I've only seen it on Carolyn Deep.
I always thought Periscope up or Periscope down.
Down Periscope with Kelsey Grammer?
Yeah, that one.
I'll take that as a runner-up. That's my kind of stupid for a movie.
It's your kind of what?
My kind of stupid.
Ah,
What about Das Boot?
I love that movie. My wife hates it. And the reason she hates it is the last 5 minutes of the movie.
Well,
It's a really good movie, but it's just really intense.
She was totally on board all the way up until the last scene.
too bad.
Well, we're all marching formation off the boat.
Yeah, right around there.
You gotta love any movie called Das Boot.
And it starts off with a fire drill. Oh my. You kind of know the ride you're in for at that point.
okay. Now that's plugged in. That's plugged in. That's plugged in. Oh, yes. We need the cable to go from there to there.
And is the fire extinguisher handy?
It's in the garage,
The perfect place for it.
which is basically you go up the stairs, you go out the door, turn right, go 10 feet, turn left, go through the door, turn right.
So you're saying it's very safe from being harmed by the fire. Got it.
Very. We have no chance of blowing up the high pressure contents. Okay. Now we should be getting something. Why is it showing everything over there?
I think the question is, why not?
Yeah. We've got blue video. Now we should
You did
have.
say you run Windows.
Oof. How's that look?
It looks backwards.
Oh, looks forward to me. Just has a tripod in front of it. Sheep dip. Now that we have glare from one light, we have glare from two lights.
It's any consolation, we can't see the glare from any of the lights here.
That's because you can't see the screen. There. How meta. I used the one light to block out the glare of the other light. Alrighty, now. Where is my... There's my CoCo SDC. Let's check to make sure it's set to CoCo and not dragon. Because it wouldn't work as a dragon on a CoCo. And I guess it's set to CoCo.
I'll agree.
That you guess it's set to CoCo?
Yep.
I'll take the center square to block.
All right. Now, let's turn this off.
I wonder, does this game have a giant squid anywhere in it?
I wish.
Squidward required too much money to be in it.
And we'd have to listen to his clarinet. Yeah, you're right.
CoCo SDC. Cool. Now,
How many ships do you have to kill to get into the next level?
I think it's 40% or something like. All right, I'm on to level, whatever the level I'm on is. And I just died. Level 3. I died on level 3. Woohoo.
let's see here.
Well, you're the first to die on level 3 so far.
Games. See, I do have a CoCo SDC. I wish
Is that
I.
a deep fake?
Huh?
Is that a deep fake?
What do you mean a deep fake?
You're just trying to pretend like there's a CoCo SDC there.
Oof. That is painful.
Oh, hey, I made it to 3. Hey, they're sending me presents.
Hey.
I don't think they're presents.
Wait a minute. Are you driving the Red October? What's going on here?
Ooh, 2,300. I scored 400 points more on analog than I did on digital.
Don't worry, by the end of the stream, you'll have kicked all of our butts.
Yeah. The only reason why I didn't kick your butt the last 2 weeks is because you didn't play.
I actually did play the games. I played them all at CoCo Fest, but then I forgot to submit any scores.
Ah, that sounds familiar.
It was a little tough, being halfway across the country.
Uh-huh. Excuses. Did you have your cell phone?
Yeah, but my cell phone's a piece of crap, and I couldn't get any internet.
Why? They had Wi-Fi at the hotel.
At the hotel, but then I realized afterwards I hadn't posted any scores, and I didn't really have the internet again until I got back to Vancouver.
Well, you were back in Canada before the show.
I was back in Canada. I wasn't back home until Saturday night.
Well, doesn't your phone work in all of Canada?
Yeah, sort of.
Ah,
My data doesn't really work all that well because it's a piece of crap Android phone.
it's a piece of crap Android phone. I didn't know there was
Yep.
such a thing.
Well, there goes the possible endorsement.
Well, my endorsement is with Apple.
This
With-
stream not brought to you by Android.
Well, all you Android suppliers out there, I fully support Android and will never use an Apple.
Well, I decided to switch to an Android, and I am switching back as soon as my time is up. I am going back to Apple.
Mm. Yeah, my Note 7 was the best Android phone I'd ever owned.
I don't even know what this one is. A piece of crap. Piece of crap Android.
The
Ah.
POS 7.
I used an S7. It was usable. I liked the Note 7 a lot better.
See, I've got a problem with this phone is that it never hooks up to my Wi-Fi. I have to manually hook up all the time.
What do you have, a Huawei or something?
No, I have it's an LG.
Oh,
So, Ken, here's how to get high score on this game. Pretend that you're syncing Android shipping ships.
Ah,
Those
yes.
are bringing over more crates of crappy Android phones to Canada. Sync them all.
Yeah, you heard your people.
why does my video look so terrible?
You should have used Video Fresh.
There you go.
Oh, that looks better. Still not great, but
What is this?
what is what? Oh, that's what happens when you get past the first level or two.
I mean, I actually managed to get to level 2.
2 or 3. I think that's like level 3.
It's the second level I hit.
Yeah, level 1 and 2 I think look the same.
No, level
No?
2 has the mines.
So yeah, you got to level
Level
2.
Level 3 looks like level 1 again, but then they drop death charges on you. And if they hit the bottom of the ocean, you die. Or if they hit you, you die.
Trying
Yeesh.
to get rid of them.
You should.
I would think we just move away from them.
Nope.
No escape.
When they hit the bottom, they send debris all over. So then the debris gets you. Yeah, that's it. That's the story, and I'm sticking to it.
The overpressure way.
It wakes up the giant octopus that eats you.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
Ooh.
Cthulhu.
Hey, 6,400.
Nice.
And I didn't move.
Yeah, you
Oh,
don't
it
really
did.
have to if you plan it out.
All I did was just hold my finger down on the fire button.
Actually, the first couple of levels you don't have to move. It's the third one you do.
Hmm. How does it determine when you can shoot?
I think it lets you have 3 at a time.
4 at a time, I believe.
Yeah, well, sometimes it only lets me have 1, sometimes it lets me have 2, and every once in a while it lets me have 4.
I think the routine for reading the joystick isn't perfect.
Yeah, just like collision detection. Ooh, 2,500.
So is this going to go the power of Terry?
If only.
This is a game, you think.
Ah.
Oh
Ah.
God, I'm on the level 3 again.
Goodness, Snoopy, how did you get those rollers?
Just hooked it up.
Man, we thought Putin on was bad.
Well, it was.
It's like the whole thing's oversaturated.
An 80s thing, you wouldn't understand.
Okay?
Woohoo! 12,000.
Very good.
Shoot, damn you. Shoot!
This game needs to keep track of your high scores too. Doesn't do that.
Yeah, that would be nice. We'll do screen grabs.
Seems the firing works better if you hold the fire button down. Oh my God. Left, I think. Yeah, left.
But you have unlimited ammo.
Yep.
That's a speedboat.
Alright, what should I do again? Oh yeah, play games.
Okay, I'm boned.
Why?
Because I'm on the 3rd level and I can't move. Excuse me. I think that's going to be my high score. 12,300.
Well, you can always play it afterwards on your real CoCo.
Oh, I don't get a bonus modifier for using a digital joystick?
Yes, your score is multiplied by 0.75.
Oh, thanks. I want an official ruling from the Game On High Council.
Okay, well, that will take 8 to 10 weeks.
Good Lord, what are they, a government agency?
Pretty much.
Actually,
High
8
Council.
8 to 10
by September.
8 to 10 weeks. No. That's not government. That's corporate world. It's 8 to 10 months is government.
He's got a point. It may be the top of his head, but he's got a point.
I did I requested a case review through my local government. 14 months later, they contacted me.
It was too late.
Well, no, long story short, because they couldn't get a hold of me, because the contact information was kind of old, they ended up saying, oh, you owe us $17,000 because I couldn't respond.
Guess
That
they want
sounds
to
about
get your
right.
attention.
So now I'm appealing that thing and expecting to wait another 12 to 14 months, but checking every month just to be sure. All right, let's try this on the real hardware.
Yeah, if you can't broadcast the real hardware, just tell us what's going on in your game.
I am broadcasting the real hardware. That's what the pastels are.
Ah,
That's
so you're in you're in RGB. Is that what it is?
no, this is a CoCo 1.
Oh,
PGS.
just
There-
a palette.
There is no RGB.
Just a strange palette.
Yeah, it's basically it's a composite into a composite to HDMI adapter, and then the HDMI adapter into a HDMI capture device, USB capture device.
I see.
Well, that's interesting.
What's that?
So on this screen, it's dropping the charges, and they're exploding on the splash screen.
Yeah. That's what it's doing on my end, too.
Mike was asking if it's chicken and waffles time.
Oh, I got up to 8,700.
Hey, Mikey, how you doing?
Hey, Mikey, he likes it.
It's
Mikey will eat
it's
anything.
always chicken and waffle time.
Okay. No matter where you are.
Chicken waffle time. Chicken and waffles time. Where are you at? Right here. Right here. No, I'm not wearing the banana suit.
Oh, I almost thought it was peanut butter. Every time peanut butter.
It is. It was a reference, not a parody. No, it was a parody, not a reference. My bad. Oh man. Oh yeah, Saturday on the project updates and acquisitions,
Yeah.
I forgot 2 of my cool new toys. I got a, Triad 512K board, and I got an RGB to VGA.
You?
I got them for $10 each.
Very cool.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, the RGB to VGA for the CoCo 3 is pretty cool. Then I was looking into it, and I was like, holy cow! The control board for it, it's like $100 alone. And I was like, for $10, I got the deal of the century, because they're $10, they're $100 alone, and they're not available anymore until September.
You did good at Coco Fest.
Yeah, because I got those 2, and I got the free CoCo 1. Oh man.
Well, on my way home from CoCo Fest, I picked myself up a Tandy 1000 TL
Nice.
with a CM5 monitor.
What's that? The CGA RGBI one?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I haven't plugged it in yet.
Yeah. If it's either a CGA or EGA.
I believe it's CGA.
Yeah. 9-pin.
Most importantly, it's still got the front door on it.
Cool. And the TL, that's is that the one with the 3.5s in the front or the 5 1/4 in the side?
3.5 in the front and a hard drive.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. TL was a little bit later one.
Yeah.
So it was like a 186, 286, or just a 10 megahertz 86.
I honestly don't know.
Huh.
Let's just take a look.
Remember, it was one of the later ones at Shack before I left.
Yeah, I would drool over. I would like pour over the Radio Shack catalog because I was interested in computers, but because they were PCs, I never really particularly wanted one. But the only real Radio Shack machines I wanted was the Model 100, a CoCo, and the PC6 until I got one.
So the Tandy 1000 TL is 8 megahertz with the 8286 processor.
Nice. Yeah, the only Intel-based Tandy that I have is, well, I have 2 Model 100s, but I also have a 1000A with keyboard.
Yeah, this one came with a tab and keyboard too.
And literally the deluxe joystick that I'm using on my CoCo One actually came with that 1000. It was my divorce prize.
Ah,
Yeah, my when I got divorced, her father moved out of the house because it was going to lose its C of O, and he was like, "I don't want anything else in the house," and he told me and a couple other people, if there's anything there you want, take it. And I saw the 1000 with the KXP 1124 printer and all that, and I was like, "Ooh, I'll take this." Yeah, he also had his old PC there, but the cat peed all over it, so the bottom was all rusted. So I was like, I'll pass on that.
yeah, I finally figured it's 2022, so maybe I should get out of the 8-bit era and into something a little more modern.
16.
8-bit fields forever. 16 is for address registers. Yeah. The only thing 16-bit in my computer is the PC. Speaking of which, where's our illustrious Mr. Boyle? I have not seen him.
I don't know. I thought this would be the game for him.
Yeah.
He was the one that kind of asked for it.
Yeah. I was kind of delaying it because I wanted to wait until I got the analog controls. But
Council's having none of it.
the council could care less what I think.
It's true.
Oh. Speaking of which, I've been asking the council and I haven't heard it back. I didn't mess up too badly last week, did I?
Oh no, that's fine.
Okay, because I know I had a few uhs and is there and
Yeah.
had issues with typing. Because I know,
All got across.
yeah, because I know that if I would have done the video and then just did the voiceover on the video, my timing would have been so messed up, and I'd have been like blah 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 blah, blah. And then started sounding like Curtis at the end of a news article where he's talking like a auctioneer.
Trying to draw them out.
Yeah, well, he started his verbal pace picks up at the end of a news article, and like when I was doing timestamps, I would play the show at either 1.25 or 1.5 speed, and it doesn't even though it speeds up the speed, it doesn't raise the pitch of the sounds.
Remember that?
So when he would start talking faster in normal time, it'd be way faster at 1.25 or 150, and he would sound like an auctioneer.
No.
Yeah, speaking of which, timestamps should return in a week or two.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of people have been asking me about them.
No, just sit through the entire show like the rest of us.
Yes, exactly.
I think that's cruel and unusual punishment.
2 timestamps, one for the start, one for the finish.
And one for the news section so you know when to snooze. No, one for the game on section so you know where the good part is.
Sure. And special ones if we ever talk about Ventures 9 or Basic 9.
Yeah, so you know which parts to avoid. Oh yeah, speaking of which, I was watching the video of you on with Boat and Aaron.
40 hours with no sleep.
Yeah. Well, literally, I was going to try and go with you if I had the gas money and my car was working. But when the clutch went flaky in my car, that's when I was like, nah, I'm not driving to West Virginia in a car with a flaky clutch.
I do have to say, it was fun meeting them.
Yeah, I wanted to meet them and wanted to go, but it wasn't meant to be. Speak of the devil himself.
Oh, I
We've
knew you
spoken
were
of Curtis
involved
Boyle's name, and he appeared.
Yes.
Oh, great. Now we've got to listen to more Nitrous 9 stuff.
Well, we haven't heard him yet. So, oh, there, he made a sound.
So we're here to talk about Rick's new web browser using the new graphics functions in
Yes,
Nitrous 9 Pixelman.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's our game for next week. Rick's web browser.
Ooh. Does Xroar work in it?
Not well.
Kind of slow. Hmm. Oh, actually, Curtis, I've been wanting to ask you a question.
Sure.
In the MMU and the CoCo 3, does it maps memory 8K at a time? From what I understand.
8K chunks. Yeah, 8K chunks.
And does it map it in a specific address range, or can you map any 8K boundary section?
You can map any 8K boundary out of the entire RAM into any even 8K. So like 0 to 2000 or 0 to 1 FFFX,
Okay.
2000 to 2FFF, or 3000.
Right.
So it has to be an 8K boundaries in both cases. But
Okay.
yeah, any 8K boundary can be mapped to any 8K boundary in your 64K CPU seeable workspace.
Oh, okay. I was wondering about that because I know that there's on the Atari they have the 6809 CPU, and they have OS 9 level 1 running on it, and I was wondering if OS 9 level 2 could run on it using the memory mapping. But the problem with that is that the expanded RAM on the Atari pages in only in the 4000 hex page, 8K page.
Oh, you can only map in one 8K block at a time?
16K at a time, and it comes in at 4000.
Oh, okay, yeah. You'd have to make some custom driver to try and have it, but it would kind of break things a little bit too.
All right.
Because you got shareable modules under OS 9, which means you can load a program once and then you can share it between different tasks and map it differently.
Yeah.
So it pretty well wants a full MMU.
Yeah, because it's not on the Atari. It's not an MMU. It's just it just pages the memory.
Bank switching basically. It's
Yeah,
more
it's
like the CoCo 1 and 2s.
Yeah, it's simple bank switching, not a true MMU. But the thing is that the most common 1 meg upgrade for the Atari actually uses a Altera 95 either 72 or 144, so it could probably be programmed to do something a little bit more, but I don't think the source for that is open.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I mean, level 3 kind of does something like that. It has a 16K chunk it can remap in the system map, so it's possible to wrangle the OS to do something similar, but it does slow things down and it doesn't make things 100% compatible.
Right.
That's why DriveWire doesn't work properly on the screen. Now, on level 1, you could probably extend the memory past 64K by writing a special driver to handle that.
Yeah.
That would work.
Yeah, that was one of the things why everyone was like, upgrade your Atari to 1 meg, upgrade to 1 meg. And I'm like, for what? The main thing to go past 128K is for a RAM disk. And it's like, this day and age, a RAM disk is pointless.
Well, it helps on some things because it's usually faster than even reading off an SD card.
Marginally at best. Because it all has to be, because you have to bring it into main memory. You have to page out. You have to page in the extended RAM you want to put it in. You have to copy it into that RAM, and then page that out and page another page in, and then do that copy into the different pages, and then you can run it from in the extended memory because it replaced that whole 16K chunk, but still, you still have to copy it in.
Yeah, it depends on how like SD cards and stuff are mapped on the Atari.
They're actually not.
They got the I/O ports, or
well, they're not actually directly mapped. They're accessed as devices. You see, on the Atari, its original designers were Unix type people, so every device is identical. So every device driver is referred by letter. Like drives are D and then a number for drive 1, drive 2, drive 3, all the way up to drive 9. And each one can handle up to 16 megs. And because of the way the operating system is written, you can actually have large volumes directly in the system that are actually system supported without additional hacks and such, up 16 megs.
Yeah.
Sort of like how the Commodore needs hacks in order to access disks larger than 180K. The Atari doesn't need that.
Yeah, it's kind of like OS9 versus disk space. Disk space
Right.
is hard to put 160K.
Yeah,
OS9 is built to handle up to 4 gig.
Yeah, you have to use non-Atari DOS because you can't use 1, 2, 2, or 2.5. You can use 3 and 4, but no one uses them and they're incompatible. But there's like MyDOS and there's SpartaDOS, which will directly handle up to 16 megs per. And then there's a newer version of SpartaDOS called SpartaDOS X, and that'll actually handle up to 32 megs per device. But yeah, it was funny because I used to play games that like Auto Duel. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but you could put your map disk into drive 2, and because of the way there was like an add-on for the parallel port on the back, and because it was accessed as a system drive, I could copy the map drive to that RAM disk, and then it would access the map data as high speed data.
Yeah, because I'm imagining like you can do like memory copies and stuff if you got it mapped to RAM disk, where on an I/O you have to do it a byte at a time through a port.
Right. Yeah, because that's the other thing on the Atari SIO. The peripherals are from Atari are not, they're smart peripherals, but they're not, the protocol is not a smart protocol. So quite literally, the protocol only says, it doesn't say give me a directory or anything like that. It literally says give me this sector, and then the DOS itself interprets the data in that sector. So that's why you can make a disk drive emulator with like $20 worth of parts for the Atari, and it's 100% compatible. Whereas like on the Commodore, you have to have you could make the UIEC, which is like $20 in parts, but it's not fully compatible because the disk drive is capable of downloading code and executing it, So a lot of games did that to put their fast loaders in.
And remember, there will be an exam on this later.
There's gonna be a quiz
Yeah, that's
out.
part of our live stream, isn't it?
Yep. And the person who gets the highest score on the exam gets labeled a traitor and an Atari person.
Until we outdo it on the CoCo, then it's fun.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we did that already. Ken and I did a seminar on it.
Yeah. Oh
Wait, we did
man.
a seminar or something? What? I don't remember this.
Now we've actually got some pretty good compliments. I don't know. Did you see Rick Hewlin's web browser that we posted pictures of it that he was using our seminar info on?
No, I didn't.
It's in
Yeah.
Discord.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got screenshots.
Yeah, Curtis, I was watching your thing over with
The Eagles?
yeah, and as you were sitting there talking, I was like, oh, I should have loaned him the Rick Hewlin's cartridge so he could have said, hey, here's what it looks like.
Let me find out what channel that was.
It was in one of them. I've got it in the YouTube.
No, the
Not-
Hewlin.
Yeah, the Rick Hewlin one.
Oh, the Rick Hewlin one. Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause he just posted those today.
yeah,
I
because
think that if we have trouble finding it, we should start a new channel dedicated to Rick Hewlin's web browser.
Oh, bleep off.
they've already got a Discord dedicated to the Nick cartridges. Oh, I don't know if I was supposed to say that publicly.
Okay, Ken, go into networking group and the network interface. We'll have a last group, or last channel in that group, and then scroll up a
As soon
little.
as I've done my game.
What, you can't multitask? I thought you had to do that.
I can multitask. I can
I
listen.
can, just really poorly.
I can listen to someone, ignore them, and pretend I'm listening all at once.
I don't even pretend anymore.
I've got a neutral face, so it looks like I'm pretending to listen to people. You said network interface cards? And
Yeah, the
there it is.
last network group in the last
Yeah.
group in the network group.
Yeah, the network
And scroll
interface
up a little
cards. Yeah, I found it. It's right under this bar that says new.
Okay. Discord.
And I'll play the game for a bit just so people have something to watch rather than me prattle on about my new signs.
Go ahead. At least you're not prattling on about those damn Ataris.
I wouldn't stoop that low.
Hey, better than prattling on about those foolish commies and apples.
Hey, what's wrong with the Apple?
They're
What's wrong
rotten.
with having multi-platform people? You can't really bring the old '80s arguments back anymore.
Yeah.
Now everybody's got everything and sees the positives and negatives of each.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's pretty easy to get people wound up on the old argument on which worse.
Oh,
Which is better.
Yeah, you want to see a good fight? Just go into any Amiga or Atari Jaguar forum.
I've been into a few Commodore ones where they're pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get, but it's not as bad as it used to be.
Well,
Oh yeah. Well, it was interesting because back when I was a kid, most people didn't have Commodores, and the few that did weren't really into computers. It was just, oh, my parents got one, and I like to play a couple games on it, and that's it.
Yeah, whereas we were running businesses on CoCo
Yeah, and
while playing games at the same time.
and literally the only people that I knew that had Tandy computers had PCs. I mean, literally the first person that I knew that had a Tandy CoCo was my then girlfriend when I was like 18 years old, and she had already moved on to PCs by that point.
I was just going to say you must have lost a keeper there. See, the funny thing at work is we briefly tried PCs. We tried to think of 386 running DOS. We tried running, what the hell was that multitasking for DOS called?
QEMM or not?
That was part
Q-
of it, but that wasn't the one. The actual
Yeah.
multitasking.
The Desk View X.
Yes, Desk View.
Yeah.
Not X. This is way before X.
Oh yeah, Desk View X was good.
I think
I
it
knew-
was Desk View. You could basically just switch between a couple of screens.
Right. Desk View X was pretty decent. The Desk View that was released before it, I was not as familiar with, but I'd been told by a couple people that it wasn't. It was functional at best. So
Yeah, it didn't, like when we tried running more than one I/O port at once, like more than one printer at work, it bogged.
yeah,
That's when we brought the CoCos in because we very briefly experimented with that. I mean, this is pre-Windows 3, pre-Windows 2 even.
yeah,
Well, Windows 2 era. Then we brought in the CoCo.
yeah. When I worked at a land surveying company back in the late '80s, they had problems. They had this problem of they had 7, 8 CAD drafting stations, and they only had 2 plotters, 2 large format plotters. And they tried to use a PC that ran a version of DOS to be able to cache the plots, and it just didn't work. And eventually, what they did was they got Xenix 286 on it, installed that, and then it would bring in the plots from the CAD stations, and then cache them, and then you'd go to the machine and you would tell it which plotter you wanted to plot it on, and tell it to start and all that, and it would bring them in and then plot them to the plotters, and then when they were done, it would eject the paper and it would say that it was ready for the next job and go beep beep beep.
Oh,
Hmm. Uh, What the? I got boned. My thing went up. It exploded at the depth charge, and the depth charge didn't disappear. You're supposed to hit it more than once.
I don't know. Nope, you shouldn't.
Huh.
You got cheated.
Yes, I did.
This is World War II. Half this stuff was defective, I think. Is the
Yeah.
You shot it done.
Yeah, you see how you got the depth charge got hit? Well, my missile or whatever, it exploded, but the depth charge didn't.
Top depth charge.
The
It
depth
was-
charge had a shield.
It was a German-made one.
I made it to level 4.
Show off.
Four.
Oddly enough, though, level 4, and it wasn't even my best score yet. Everybody's so quiet.
That's good.
I was typing in a response to some of Mark and Rick's questions. I didn't want you to hear my typing, so I muted.
Ah,
I can resume my regularly scheduled swearing at the game.
What's the current high score on this anyway?
your guess is as good as mine.
Well, I can take out from the panel here. What's your highest scores?
14,400 for me.
Oh, you beat me then.
Well, I got 8,700.
Well, I guess only the two of us are playing it. Nobody else has scored anything.
Mine's 13,800.
Yeah, I'm on break.
Alright, let's take a look.
Oh man.
I really should be keeping track of this stuff, shouldn't I? What the high scores are.
Yep.
It might be handy tomorrow.
Yeah, that's not till tomorrow. That seems like a tomorrow problem.
That's a tomorrow.
2 days?
That's a tomorrow me problem.
Sloopy's got 12,300. Well, Rich Ed has 19,500.
How much?
19,500.
Oh, wow, he's kicking her butt.
Obviously, you're not looking at what my live.
8 Bits in the Basement has 23,300.
And here I thought I was doing fairly good.
He says the game is much easier to play if you use a paddle.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, don't look at my
the original game I think was a paddle.
don't look at my current score.
Why not?
You see what it is?
No.
22,000.
Look.
22,700.
How'd you get 22,700?
I shot a lot of things.
Oh, I thought you said you shopped a lot of things.
That's just cheating.
I took someone's good advice and didn't die.
But the other thing is, if you get a lot of the small ships, they're worth a hell of a lot more points than big ones.
Yeah, the big ones are like really big ones are 100. The not so big ones are 300, and then the small ships, the slower ones are 500, and the faster ones are 700.
That makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Not that I can hit them any better, but
Yeah.
Time was really book it across. By the time you see it, it's too late to fire.
So you could have already fired before they come in there.
Yeah, I've only hit them by luck.
Now I'm really gonna annoy the game on gods because I'm gonna take a picture of this
And put it in backwards?
and put it in backwards.
I think we just disqualify those people, don't you, Ken?
Yeah. If I need to use a mirror to read your score,
I'm-
that's disqualified.
That's
I'm
never
sorry, but it's on real hardware, so
You
I
can't
thought
read the score.
It's not on a real monitor if it's backwards.
Yeah, mine's on real hardware. I don't seem to have this backwards problem that you have.
fine. I'll take a picture. I'll take a picture with my potato of it, and you can kill your vision trying to read it.
Fuck the High Council.
Don't want to anger the High Council, Slippy.
Why? What are they going to do? Disqualify me?
Oh, they know where you live.
No, they don't. You went to Boat and Aaron's house, not mine.
Yeah, they mentioned us on their show today. There, Ken.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
All good things, I hope.
They
Yeah, I
said
paid them well.
the exterminators just left.
Little did they know the bribes I paid them are Canadian money, so they don't need to worth them.
Oh, jeez.
Hey,
I
that
would just assume that, like everybody else, they're just saying how the crazy Canadians drove almost all the way across the country.
Yeah, we're only about 150 miles from the
It-
East Coast.
yeah. If they don't read the fine print, that's their fault.
Now I'm regretting not having gone that extra 150 miles. They said it was just completely coast to coast for me.
Yeah, I cheated. I started in Saskatchewan. So.
Why didn't you go the extra 150 miles?
I had a meeting.
Because we hadn't slept for a couple of days, and
40 hours.
Have you been to the East Coast before?
I've
I have
flown
not.
to it. I've flown to it, but I haven't driven there.
I'm just saying, have ever been there? Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So you haven't seen the sunrise on the ocean. You've only seen the sunset on the ocean.
exactly.
Yeah, but he's on the warm ocean, so that makes a big difference.
Yeah. I've seen the sunrise on the ocean, but I've never seen it set on the ocean. I've seen it set on
So
the.
You gotta go someplace like Hawaii, and then one day you can watch it rise on the ocean, and then that evening go and watch watch it set on the other side of the island.
Well, you have to go to the other side of the set of islands in most places. Because I do believe they're east-west. And there's only like one or two islands that you can actually see it rise and fall on the same island.
So go to one of those one or two islands.
Yeah, I think the one island is the one that's all the way to the left or all the way to the west. And it's a big military base with a town on it. And you can't go to the part where the sun sets because that's the military base.
Nah, they'll let you in.
So the best you can do is stand on the beach and watch the sunset.
I would just go up to that military base and say, "Hey, I'm Canadian. Let me in."
Oh yeah, they'd let you in there
You want an incident?
because they would. They're like, oh, he's no threat. He's Canadian.
Ken and I would be screaming, "The War of 1812!
Yeah.
Hey! I'm from
We're
Maryland.
gonna burn this mother down."
I'm from Maryland. We don't mention that war. It's too soon.
Interesting.
Yeah, if memory serves me, the majority of the actual fighting in the War of 1812 happened within Maryland or close to it.
I don't remember.
Yeah, we actually have a commemorative license plate for it.
I just remember you guys came up and burned a town down or a fort down in was it Quebec or something. I can't remember anymore. And then we retaliated by coming down and bringing the lighthouse down.
Yeah.
Ooh, do it again.
Yeah, please. You'll be our best friend.
But 1812 war happened a lot in Lake Champlain too.
Yeah.
I even went down to Mexico or something, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean there was from what I understand there was fights and skirmishes elsewhere, but from what I understand the major fights in the War of 1812 were mostly in Maryland, but I could be wrong. I'm not a historian. There's
I
no.
think this game we're playing right now is a simulation of it, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, there were no.
Really sounds like old boats.
Yeah, there was no 6502s related to the War of 1812, so I didn't know much about it.
See, I got some good advice earlier, Curtis, about playing this game. I just have to pretend all these boats are bringing over more Android phones to Canada. And then
Oh,
blow
okay.
them up.
There's good incentive.
Oh, I thought I was shooting all the boats, bringing over the sweatshop made iPhones.
Well, they're making them in India and stuff now too. So, well, I guess that really doesn't change the situation. Does it?
Still sweatshop.
Sweaty here, actually. It's warmer there.
Yeah.
I think Curtis got to listen to me complain about my phone for a few hundred miles.
Oh, don't worry. I've worked with Android phones before. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah. You know what LG stands for?
Low grade.
Exactly.
Their fridge sucks. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So
The only-
I can't hurt me rant back about that for a couple of hours too. I'm pretty sure.
When I
The-
bought this phone, the guy told me LG stood for lots good. Lots good.
Yeah. The only thing that I have ever found of LG that's decent is their TVs and monitors.
Yeah, those aren't too bad though. I do have a dead LG monitor here too,
Yeah.
but it's an older one, so I can give it a bit of slack. My fridge tried to melt itself in 2 years, right after the warranty expired, and I'm not
Yeah.
lying. It actually melted the plastic. It's like the light stayed on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking
Swapped
at
the
a
circuit board twice to fix that.
I'm looking at an LG monitor that's it's 10 years old and it has a problem when you first turn it on. The screen doesn't come up right the way it's supposed to, so you have to it can take up to an hour for it to come on properly. And I let it slide because it's 10 years old, and 2, although I bought it at a Best Buy, it was a display model, so it was on for like a year or two 24/7 before that. And it's been on 24/7 for the 8-9 years that I've owned it. And about a year and a half ago, I bought a monitor to replace it, but I ain't going to name names or anything, but Missy took it from me.
Well, good, you're not going to name names.
Yeah.
We should have warned Taylor and Amy that this is the game, because then they could have built a paddle for it.
Yeah,
Or did they use paddles on this game?
on the Atari, yeah.
Yeah, so they could just jury rig a cable to. It would be a good hardware project / game, but
Yeah, I should use my Atari adapter and see if the paddles work on the candy with that.
Hey, there's an idea. Yeah, because the adapter that I use for my joystick is actually a 2600 adapter too, which will connect any 9-pin Atari-style controller to your PC.
And I have one for my color computer.
Yeah, and I might actually have an Atari joystick or an Atari paddle sitting around here somewhere.
I've got like 3 sets of them, I think.
I haven't had a paddle since the Apple II.
I haven't had a paddle since middle school.
I still have my light gun, like Henry was showing it best.
Yeah.
I want to get one of those now.
Just go make it. The schematics up on Tim Linder's Franken Diary site.
Yeah, no, but I got to get a hold of one of the light guns first.
Yeah, I have. Actually, I have an Atari light gun. I have a
Sega Master System. One that
yeah.
everyone uses.
I have a Sega Master System one, and I actually have 3 light pens that are like they were used in professional products for education, and they're like actual metal tube ones. But those are like light pens, not light guns, but can easily be made into light guns. Let's watch this professional game player. I don't know how he can fire so easily. I have such problems firing.
It has to fire in sets of 4, so you have to complete 4 shots before you can set up the next volley. And if you only send 2, you can only send 2 again. Like it has to have all 4 emptied out first.
Yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is sometimes I have problems firing when there's like no shots on the screen. I think the button on my controller is a little flaky because it feels loose. I should probably hook up a multimeter to it and tone test its continuity. I don't like the button in the first place, so I was considering replacing it with something better. But I would have to like drill a new hole for a new button on it, and some people get their panties in a twist when you drill holes in old hardware.
As long as you have at least one pristine one, then go nuts on drilling holes in other ones.
Nope, I only have one.
Oh.
Yeah, I only have one deluxe joystick. I have 3 Black Beauties, 2 with the plastic stick and 1 with the metal stick.
I've now got 4 Black Beauties and 4 Deluxes.
Yeah, you picked up a deluxe, the first one, Rick's, right? Converted.
I picked up one of Rick's, and then the guy that I bought had the 1000 off, and also threw in a couple of joysticks with it. So.
Ah, cool.
That's a good deal.
You want to send a joystick to the United States, don't you?
No. We'll see what happens when VCF Midwest happens.
All right.
It actually is working out good for me for VCF Midwest because I'm only like 12 hours north of there.
Cool. Don't you hate when you constantly shoot and they'll go between all the boats?
Yep. At least I broke 20,000.
Oh, you got to die now. You can't beat my score. You're not allowed to.
I think he can beat your score. As a matter
Ah.
of fact, I think he's just about to.
Yeah.
Well, one thing about it though, Snoopy, you didn't beat Peter.
No.
8 bits in the basement.
No. Yeah, he's about to do that and beat my score now.
Which means he'll probably beat Peter's score too, because that was only a couple hundred more than yours.
Yep, he just beat my score by 100. Yep, and he's about to beat Peter's score too, isn't he? It was like 2,400. Yeah.
24,000?
Yep. See, this is what happens when you let pros play with amateurs.
Yeah.
I'm practicing for Boat Fest, man. I got to play against a bunch of professional gamers like Buck Owens.
Yeah. Was it me, or did when you get to the 5th level, it actually started over?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. It's just 4 levels and then it wraps.
Oh, okay. So once you can get those 4 levels down, you can pretty much go on forever.
Oh, what did I do that for? Damn it. Yep. I should have let go of the button faster and would have had a free shot to take out that stupid.
Yep.
Oops. Oh, Curtis, you died.
You deaded.
I got a pretty good score. I can't complain. That one. Messages coming in. Let's see my incomplete.
Can you get higher scores if you shoot? Hmm.
Or if he's not shooting because he got busy talking to somebody or something.
Lights on and nobody's home.
That's pretty well my natural state. So.
And I'm back. Did anybody miss me?
Yeah.
Yes, your absence was noted.
We noticed.
Nobody even noticed it.
Oh yeah, we mentioned it. You can go back and stream and actually listen to prove it.
Why did somebody try to talk to me and I wasn't there?
Yeah,
Yep.
I figured you fell asleep.
Put it this way, it was lights on, but nobody's home.
Hey, that's exactly.
Basically, that's pretty
We
much
literally
normal
said
for me.
that.
That's what was said.
Poor cat barf.
What game are you playing?
It was almost zipping the squish.
That's the story of my life when I get up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got what, 3 cats, Ken, right there?
Yep.
It's like Barf City Central.
Meow.
And I'm about to do a 2,000-mile trip with 3 cats in the car with me.
Do they get car sick?
No, actually, they actually are pretty good in the car. It's the only time they don't fight.
That's actually good because our cat used to throw up within about 20 miles of leaving home.
We used to have my old cat. We used to have to sedate.
Yeah.
Cat would lie on the seat, stoned out of his tree with his tongue hanging out of his mouth, going.
That's kind of how you rode with me all the way to Chicago too, wasn't it?
Yeah, basically.
Going out of your tree, passed out on the seat.
Good thing they didn't check my bags at the border.
Don't worry, I'll smoke it all before we come back.
And don't be greedy. Share the weedy with the needy.
Yeah, it's actually so bad. Cats were in here. We had to get rid of all the carpet in the house.
Wouldn't it have been cheaper and easier to get rid of the cats?
Yeah. So we got all this vinyl interlocking planks that are most waterproof. Makes it easier to clean. Oh.
I should be working on Base Command right
Nah.
Yeah, play games. It's more fun.
now. I'm trying to make it so people can write some decent games here. So, Rick's joining my testing people along with games.
Let's watch this Canadian professional player.
Take it away, Ken. Take it away, Ken.
Yeah, he's a Canadian that lives west of me.
That doesn't narrow it down at all. Hi. I'll be right back. I need to refresh my coffee.
He just died.
Yes, that would be.
Yeah, I think it kind of gave it away when Curtis said he was refreshing his coffee. So, Ken, what do you think of this game?
What do I think of it?
Yes.
I do like it. It's it's not a complicated game. Often. So yeah. Easy to pick up and easy to play, and as soon as you figure out that you have to have an analog joystick for it.
Yep.
So I think the first time I tried it, I was on with a digital joystick, and I was just like, "Well, this is stupid. You can only fire from 3 positions."
Oh, just like Missile Command.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
actually knowing that you always fire in bursts of 4 makes it
Easier.
a lot more easy to figure out the firing sequence.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all right. It's not a bad game. I'm not too thrilled with the fire button detection.
Actually, the fire button, if you know, once you figure out that it's in groups of 4, just
Yeah, well,
it's pretty darn good.
well, the thing is that sometimes I had problems firing even on my on the emulator,
I think
and
that's easy.
and I mean on my real CoCo, I think it's partially that and partially the joystick. So, but yeah, the it's. I mean, I understood it, but I mean, I was having problems firing when I had no no missiles or torpedoes on the screen at all. So, but I mean, overall, I like it. It's a decent game.
Yeah, I bet. Oh, just as Curtis comes back, I die. It's all Curtis's fault.
You're
Yep.
welcome. Anything to prevent you from beating my score.
Oh, good Lord, I'm never going to get that high.
And you never will. Nah, you're fun to kill.
Ken, you're supposed to beat his score because you have to beat my score, and his is only a little bit higher than mine.
I'm not going to beat your score either.
Uh-huh. I've heard you say that several times, and
Well,
then
you never will with that kind
Once.
of attitude.
It happened once.
and a
Except
couple
it wasn't.
times you've posted scores way higher than mine after the show.
You see, you got to do a sneaky Tim versus AJ thing where you say, "I'm done now, I can't do this," and you sneak it in like just while the score after.
Yeah. Yeah, he does that. I'm not like that. Homie, don't
Making
play
me
that.
sound so evil.
You are. You're Canadian.
Evil in disguise for Canadian.
Yeah.
Killing you softly while being polite. That's us.
Yep. That's your cover.
Sticking a knife in your back and saying, "Ooh, sorry about that."
Yeah. It's because you like to avoid conflict, so you just do it on the backside so that it's more. And then you step away and say, "Oh, he did it," and point to America. So did Mark B wander off?
He's
Yeah.
playing a Cat Bucher.
Yeah, I took care of that. Now I'm just like,
Ah.
Hopefully not on the same thing.
no.
Cleaned up that cat, you know, I'm snacking on it.
Yeah. It's ABC Snacks. It's already been chewed.
Good Lord, I haven't heard that in 20 years.
Yeah, that goes back to elementary school.
Probably longer for me.
ABC gum. Yeah, I use that with my children.
I'm eating applesauce.
That's about the same as Cat Bucher, I think. Yeah. Same texture, anyway.
Some of these people with less appetite.
You're welcome.
Especially when you get those little rinds in it and stuff. Am I helping?
No.
I like the chunky applesauce. It's much better. Yeah, it's a shame we don't have Terry come in himself.
I didn't even think there was a house actually.
Yeah. Is he still on vacation or is he home yet?
I don't know.
Yeah, because from what I understand, they were going on a vacation after Coco Fest.
I haven't actually talked to him since the fest. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I've seen him comment on Discord once or twice since then, but that was about it. Hmm. Except for the colors, this composite input device seems to work pretty good. I just need to figure out how to fix the colors.
Just like they used to with the old arcade games, put gels over your screen.
Well, that wouldn't help on the Discord.
Well, then you could be like, no, it looks fine to me. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh, you mean sort of like how y'all complaining it's backwards and I don't see any problems?
I guess it just means you're backwards, right?
You do live in the eastern part of the United States. I guess it's Australia's upside down, the eastern U.S. is backwards.
No, eastern United States is the right coast. Look at a map. You can see it's the right coast.
Yeah, but my map's backwards, so you're the left coast.
If you're looking at the map from Australia, though, you're the left coast.
You're the bottom coast.
Yeah,
In
well,
Canada, everything is south.
Yeah, pretty much. That's if you can see it from all the snow and ice and the igloos and stuff.
Yeah, we don't get real snow down here.
The eastern seaboard you do, and I guess the Dakotas and Montana or Denver. Depends where you are, I guess. Alaska, you do.
Well, I'm from just south of Montreal, so we used to get some real snow there.
I imagine Hawaii doesn't get much. Unless you mean snow in the slang term.
Well, didn't that got some last winter?
Holy cow, these guys ever dropping a lot of depth charges on me.
They want you.
They're being mean. Darn it.
Yeah, I got my lifetime cheap, and I actually made that green.
Achievement
Actually,
unlocked.
third screen. I got through the second screen to the third screen because they were dropping that chart sucked.
Oh yeah, you got the third. Then you're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, 3/4 of the game.
This is your kind of game.
Got past level 1 and level
And 2. Now you're beyond Stevie territory.
Yeah. So I was just thinking, hey Stevie, that now your turn. Probably beat that.
If it was Stevie territory, you would have rage quit before you finished level 1.
His cat rage quit for him with all the puke.
Yeah, twice tonight.
God, you suck, human. Blah. You play so bad, you make me want to puke.
screen dropped out. Do that.
Oh, I don't know.
Your computer was stunned because you made it to level 3 and just disconnected the shock.
I don't know. They had it minimized too long. My joystick, even though it's analog, it's such a high resolution that this game only sees it as 3 places. Unless I go really slow.
Yeah, that looks like it's trying to simulate a joystick where it's doing hard, left, hard, right.
I mean, I can go. No, I can't hit anything here. I mean, it's like I got a quarter of an inch to go from one screen side to the other.
Yeah, I'm just over an inch from side to side. So I got about half inch of play on before it gets to the edge.
Does the JARP software hardware also stow the joysticks?
Did the Shark sell joysticks? I can't remember if they did. If they did, it probably was third party. I don't think they made their own. Endicott and a few others actually made their own joysticks. Hit that.
Okay, so do a keyboard.
No, that was me. I dropped the controller. Accidentally dropped the controller. That's what it was.
Yeah, dropped it through it. Thank you.
Actually, I like to set it down on another table, and I didn't realize I'd moved the table, and that table was no longer there.
No.
So usually I've got a second table sitting right beside me. I wasn't looking. Went to set the joystick down on it. Oops. I moved that.
So when do you head out, Ken?
When am I going? I'm going week Monday.
Okay, and then when's VCF?
Oh, ECF's not until September.
Oh, okay.
Where are you going?
My cabin.
Ah,
Which is halfway across the country.
Away from civilization.
Yes.
Northwestern Ontario.
Is this close to the Arctic Circle? Not quite.
and why are you going there?
Because it's my cabin.
Ah.
Escape all of us.
How long are you going to be there?
Looks like about 2.5 months.
Oh. What, you came to America and you just can't deal, so you have to go and deal and be around no one for a while?
Yeah, he has to go decompress.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Americans make me go crazy also.
I got some fishing to do.
Hmm. I know the last time I talked to you about it, you said you were working on resolving your internet issues up there. Have you gotten them resolved?
We'll find out when I get back there.
Ah. Well, if you have internet, it's not that far in the backwoods.
No, it's not. It's only a couple of miles from the town, so
Yeah.
it's actually not that far off the number 1 highway. So
Well, just say the word. I'll send you some long distance Wi-Fi antennas.
okay.
They
Starlink satellite like Elon.
they work
Oh,
up to
cool. Look at this.
What are we
Check
looking at?
mine out.
Where are you here?
interesting.
What are you guys looking at?
Look at my screen.
Oh, high-speed poke?
Yeah, but the timer stays the same.
Cool.
Oh, well, there's a way to get a high score.
So here it is. I'm going to be about 80,000 on level 1.
Oh, the timer's moving just slowly.
The timer is...
The timer's VSync locked, but the rest of the game's running full throttle.
And I only went to 20 megahertz.
Hit fire
So I
button.
wonder. Oh, that probably wouldn't work then on a CoCo 3 speed, would it?
A little bit faster, but not that fast. You got to hit the high point ones, not the low point ones.
Well, it looks like I'm getting everything.
Now there's some getting by.
All right, let's see if we can get even more insane here.
We figured out how to break the game.
On an emulator, you got to do it on real hardware. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, I think Terry made sure that nobody's going to roll it, though. It's got a lot of digits.
Let's see here.
What happens when you get to the end of your time? Does it go to the next level? Yeah. Ooh, you're gonna hit 100,000.
Yes.
There you go.
So now we know if someone's got this ridiculous score because we know how they did it.
Mhm.
So the hard part is going to be what's going to happen when I get to the next level.
What's the high-speed poke on the CoCo 3 again?
65497,0.
BR549.
Ooh, you're gonna get hit 200,000.
Can I submit this score?
Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Let people freak out. I say submit it, and then, but don't tell anyone what you did, so that only people watching the show know what you did. And then just put it as an honorable mention on the show Saturday.
Or dishonorable mention in this case.
All right,
It's
I'm going to grab a screenshot.
It's a neat hack, so.
All right, I'm going to get even more stupid with it here. I'm going to max it out. There's 200 megahertz.
Damn, look at his score. Yeah, I started playing Monday. I finished my game Thursday.
Let's see if I can roll this thing on level 1.
What was the Pope again? 65437?
65497.
65497. I should really have that memorized.
You think after 4 years.
Ooh, you're gonna get to 100,000 on level 2, or 1,000,000, not 100,000. There you go.
No. I want to put a caption. My thumb is sore.
Yeah, your score isn't going up as fast on this on level 2.
No, it's like it's just hitting the bigger ships.
Yeah, because by here you were at like a 1.6 million, 1.7 million.
Well, when I get to level 3, though, I think the game like sort of crashes.
Well, no, it doesn't crash. They drop a death charge and you don't hit it.
Oh, and it's too fast for me.
It's
to
going
see
too
it.
fast for you
Right.
to see it. Yeah. Actually, if you do the poke on the CoCo 3, it's still very playable.
Does the timer stay slow?
Timer
Yeah.
stays slow.
Okay, so he's locked only the timer to the VSync, and the rest of the game doesn't care.
Right. All right, I gotta post this.
Oh, maybe I'll try with that too. I'm gonna have to switch in.
I might beat Curtis and Sloopy's scores this way.
A lot of it's going to be hard on your submarine.
Oops. And you still didn't beat our score.
Nope.
Oh man. How
But
far?
hey,
How far
it's
is
the
your
best I've done
How far is your cabin from town?
from the town that I'm near.
Yeah.
Like a mile and a half.
Yeah, I have their radios for that send internet, well, network, and the antennas that are on them will handle between 5 and 10 miles, depends on what's between the two.
Actually, the internet where I am, is usually not that bad. It's just last year it really sucked because I think everybody in the town was working from home,
Yeah.
and it's limited internet in that area. It's a phone line internet, so
Yeah, because does people in the town have high-speed internet?
No.
Not anymore.
It's all phone line.
like DSL.
Yeah.
Yeah, because these they're 900 megahertz. So that are you familiar with 2.4 and 5 gigahertz
Yep.
Wi-Fi? And
Yep.
5 gigahertz is faster, but 2.4 will go through things better.
Yes. I
9
think my 4 or 5 gigahertz one here only has a range of like 15 feet from my.
Yeah, because it probably doesn't go through the walls for shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But hey, it's way faster. So I have everything set up right beside my router.
Yeah. So 900 megahertz goes through more than 2.4 gigahertz. But it's because it's a proprietary protocol, it's just as fast as 2.4.
Okay.
And I have two directional antennas. The only problem is you need internet service on the other end of it.
Yeah.
Because I'd set one up for a couple people that were in a valley, and they had a family member that was at the top of the hill, and they got internet, and down the valley they didn't have internet. So I set one up at the top of the hill with a directional antenna pointing down into the valley, and then the 5 people that lived in the valley could get internet through it, and it worked pretty good. But the source internet was only a 20 in, 2 out, or no, 20 in, 5 out, and each of the individual houses they would get 5 in, 2 out with no problems, which is faster than any DSL. But I mean, obviously, it's.
See, I'm not far from the town where my cabin is. It's not far from the town. Unfortunately, the town is really far from anything else. It's like 70 miles to the next living human from the town.
And speaking of humans that are in the middle of nowhere, greetings, Nick. How you doing?
Hey, greetings. You use humans. That's not me.
And
Hey, Nick, let's take a look at my score there. High score challenge.
Just
I've got
Somebody's
That's
pretty
what
proud.
my thumb is sore.
trying to find it.
and a welcome to CoCo Tower.
How do I get this to come up? Okay, so now I've got it. Okay, your score.
No, that's Mark B. Last one posted.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Mark B.
Yep.
Oh, you're saying in the. Oh, okay. I'm in the wrong place
Australia?
then. No, right. On the butt end of the world. Wow. What'd you do to? Did you find a? Did you hack it? Oh no, that's a. You worked out how to use Photoshop.
No,
Nope.
No, that was
He
we
did-
watched them play the game.
Yeah, he played. He was done live on the air.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you could hear.
Yeah.
He was hitting that fire button so fast that you could actually hear it vibrate and make a sound, make a song.
Okay. Well, it wasn't some bug or something in the program you found.
Nope.
no.
You were just button mashing.
Yep.
Button mashing, kept getting everything.
Your thumb is sore, you say. Oh, well, good. How long did it take you to get there?
It's been a good 10, 15 seconds, right?
I started last Monday.
No.
Now he knows something.
Okay.
He knows something's up.
Yeah, there's something's up, all right. I'm just trying to work out what it is.
I'll give you a hint.
Yeah.
Emulator.
Right. So you found a bug in the emulator? Or
Not a bug.
A feature.
I found the gas pedal.
okay.
And you cut a hole in the floor so it'd go down further.
That's right.
Oh, damn.
Actually, it works to a small extent on a CoCo 3 at double speed too. If that helps you.
I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Which I'm playing right now, by the way.
Oh, thanks, Jim. Oh, damn. Ray Liotta passed away.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, years ago. So. You figured it out yet, Nick?
Well, I assume you're just running it at a higher clock rate. Does that allow you to shoot more at a time?
Well, almost the whole game speeds up when you overclock.
Except for one item.
There's one desync item.
Which is the bombs, right?
Nope, the timer.
Ah, the timer.
So I'm running double speed right now, but the timer's still locked to VSync. So the timer's going at normal speed, but everything else, including firing and blowing up chips, is going double. And in Mark's case, of course, he used VCC and really cranked it.
Ah, right.
I went full
Sneaky, eh?
speed.
Hmm.
And of course, this only works on level 1 and 2 because level 3 happens so fast you can't even see them drop in the first charge.
Yeah, I have to say, even on CoCo 3 double speed, which is what I'm running at right now, it's running quite a bit faster.
Yeah, I was looking at that thinking, that is pretty fast.
Yeah, the Ken was playing it and it looked pretty playable. Even when they start doing the depth charges, because he did pretty good on it.
Yep. I think with a little practice, I could even make it past level 3. But of course, you're not scoring nearly as many points as when you got it clocked right to the nuts.
I'll leave it to you which high score to use.
Okay. Maybe your high score will get an honorable mention.
Yeah.
Dishonorable mention.
Dishonorable mentions and
Yeah, that's
Mark
right.
B for 1,000,000.
800,000. I think it should get an honorable mention because it's a ingenious way to do it. I mean, any method that you're not actually changing the code of the game, even though it's a cheat, I wouldn't include it in the main scores. I would put them up as a honorable mention. Yeah.
Yeah, I just that in this case, it's actually you requires the emulator. I mean, most cheats you want to be able to do on real hardware.
Yeah.
Now, Ken, you played double speed on real hardware, didn't you?
How's
So I
it
should
go with
fire
the
my
DBX?
DBX. Yeah, I should fire it up triple speed, see what it does. Except I have nothing to do the screen here. I'd have to angle my Mac all over the place. But yeah, I just got 22,000 without even really trying at double speed, so it definitely would be an advantage. But my earlier score was on regular speed. You guys will witness that I didn't cheat on that one.
Oh, we just figured out that
Yep.
So Sloopy's is in a PMO 3 screen. Is that
Sloopy's weird.
Which one?
But it.
He's just in those
yours.
neon colors.
Oh, the neon colors.
Yeah,
Basically, I'm running on a real CoCo 1 through a composite to HDMI adapter, and it actually looks like that on the screen. So
yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. Because that almost looks like it's in a PMO 3 mode, not the PMO 4.
It looks like people free to me.
yeah, let me plug it into an actual CRT monitor and see what it looks like.
I thought you had a patch version for the UK market or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It looks like it's a genuine PMO 3.
Mm,
So even the dog thinks you're cheating.
no, it's even on a CRT. It's,
Yeah, then you have a patch version or something. Then.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
that's a patched one.
yeah.
It's probably meant for a CoCo 3 so you can change the pallets more easily. Or it's meant for the UK, like if it was meant for Europe or PAL, or Australia for that matter. PAL.
Yeah, it was whatever's on my CoCo SDC.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be too hard to patch it back, but I know the one I downloaded is
Yeah.
I pulled my copy off the archive, so
yeah, mine
same
too.
copy.
No, I don't know. It was it's part of a games folder that's on my CoCo SDC.
I'm guessing it's just patched.
Yeah, because it's
Someone
like
just change it from People 3,
It
People
looks
4 to People
patched,
3.
Yeah.
Because it's just basically one poke that changes that. It's the color set, really.
Yeah.
let's see here.
Go down through the code, look for a store something at FF22 and change the value it's storing from an E8 through EF to a F8 through FF, and that'll fix it.
Huh?
Go on, get with it.
Don't forget, Curtis. He's a hardware guy, not a programmer.
Yeah.
This is hardware. We're programming the hardware on the VDG. Should be obvious.
Yeah, but they just have to translate the opcodes, something in hex. Go through it.
Yeah. Just use a hex editor on the file, look for an FF22, and there'll be some sort of floating or story type thing. And you just got to change the value you're storing.
And speaking of patching, do you remember, Curtis, do you remember yesterday that problem about the
Yes.
okay, we found out what it is. It appears we're not sure 100% yet, but there could be a bug with the 87 gimmick. I access the register in the gimme, which is the same one that accesses the monochrome and turns off the color burst. Because that byte also controls 50 and 60 hertz. But in my code, I read the byte, I reset the bit, and then I write the byte back.
But it's reading it wrong on the 87 gimme.
Yeah, because on the 86 it works fine. But whatchamajig, Buck Owens, he tried it and it was failing, and he's got an 87 gimme. Now he was going to talk to a few other people who had the same problem to confirm that they've got an 87 gimme. But interestingly, MAME also does the problem.
So it's emulating the 87 gimme now.
Well, yeah.
Because remember, some of the gimme registers are not fully readable.
Yeah, well, there's something funny with that register. So we found a way of just going in there and patching the byte.
They just force that bit on, just like you load a register and store it direct.
And color came on. So obviously I can't read that byte and it to just reset the bit that I wanted and write it back, because it affects that other bit even though I'm not doing anything with it. So it appears to be a bug or a quirk.
So when you read that byte, does it actually give you the PAL 50-60 hertz correct? Like that's the reason you're reading it, right? Is to make sure you don't.
Yeah, because to ensure I've got 60 hertz enabled for people with a PAL CoCo, that is.
So you read that byte and it tells you whether the guy's running on PAL or NTSC. You leave that alone.
No. Bit 4, if it's a 1, it sets 50 hertz. If it's a 0, I think it goes
60
to
hertz,
60.
yeah.
So I was reading that byte, ending it with, I think it was 247, to 0 that bit, only that bit, all the others were to be untouched. And then I would write that byte back So I wasn't touching bit 3 at all. Yet it was changed. Yet it did change it.
So the only one you were trying to read though to modify was
Bit
the
4.
and that's the 50, 60 hertz.
Yeah, that was the only reason I was accessing it. Yet bit 3, which is the mono color setting, was being reset, even though I wasn't touching. I specifically was not changing that bit.
Yeah, so it's reading wrong the first time, and then when you order everything else on it.
Something, yeah. So, I mean, it was only there. I only put that in for people with a PAL CoCo to make it go into 60 hertz. Because a US CoCo automatically is in 60 hertz.
Yeah, right from the ROM.
Yeah, so it's just the people with a PAL one that are running 50. So I just force 60 hertz.
So if you load that in and then add it, so you're only keeping that one bit. Or actually, you probably would just, yeah.
Yeah. So I was adding it with, I think it was 247, which is all ones except for bit
One bit
4,
you wanted
which
to
is
clear.
0. Yeah, I think it was a 247. And then I just write it straight back. That's
So the
all
problem
I'm
is
doing.
it's reading back is 0 when it should be reading a 1.
It's reading something wrong. Yeah, exactly. It works fine on a 86 NTSC CoCo. It works fine in VCC.
What would happen?
Yeah, I just got a note here from Roger Taylor. I think that's CoCoTALK. Is he still on the call, or is he just listening? I wonder. He said, I think the register Nick is talking about is write only. And there are, like I said, some of them are write only registers. You can't rely on the reading back. So that might be one of those cases.
Maybe. So maybe what I should have done is just written the byte in full with the bit set, rather than try to supposedly do it in such a way that I didn't affect the previous settings by reading, adding, and writing. So yeah, it could, but it works on an 86 gimme. It works fine.
So what would you get if you?
Yeah, but that could be just it's randomly reading garbage in that. Like what he also said here, he said he has no microphone. That's why he wasn't able to fully join.
That's right.
He said the emulators have it wrong. He's tried it real harder.
That's right, but this we are using real hardware on a real CoCo on an 86 gimme. It works fine. My CoCo, it works perfect. But on Buck Owens, he's got a CoCo 3 with an 87 gimme. Nut fails every time. But he patched the disk. I located the address and got him to patch his disk, so it writes the value or I think it just doesn't do the patch at all, and it works fine then for him too. So yeah, I think Roger could be right that it's not reading that register correctly. But
yeah, we've had that problem with other registers too, where you read it expecting it to work properly, and certain bits do, certain bits don't, or it's random or whoever. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's reading the wrong value. So
What
could be.
What would happen if you repeatedly read that value, you get the same value every time?
That's a good question. Is it floating something? That's
Yeah, I haven't really gone into it that much, but it looks like I'm going to have to supply a patch for anyone with the my Pipes game. Actually, my new game uses the same code, so I'm going to have to change that too.
It'll be fine on CoCo 1s and 2s, obviously.
1s and 2s are fine, yeah, because they don't have that
and dragons.
mono color switch and dragons. It's only if you're using a CoCo 3 in composite, and it appears to be only with the 87 gimme. So at this point, it's going to ask around and see if the other
that's where you can
people
find out if it's just a hard coded thing that's coming through, or if it's a floating one where it wavers depending.
If I remember correctly, Mark, if you're still there, do you remember you had that problem with Rally SG?
No, I don't remember.
Oh, okay, maybe it was someone else. I thought it was you.
I have Rally SG, I believe.
Yeah, and I thought it was you that told me that you weren't getting color in composite. And I just said, no, Mark's crazy. What's he talking about? But yeah, no, there was someone had said it, and I had no answer. So, but yeah, it works in RGB fine.
Yeah.
So I assume there's something wrong with your CoCo. Go away, kid, you bug me. But yeah, no, with Mark Owens saying it too, I think there is possibly something weird there. And like Roger says, it could be that it reads a bit differently with the 87 Gimme.
Yeah, it's kind of like reading the MMU registers back if you had the 2 meg upgrade.
Yeah, that's right.
Sometimes it
That
worked,
is
sometimes
the
it didn't. Sometimes it returned
Yep.
the wrong values, and that's why the King's Quest, the Sierra games will crash on Kratos.
Yep, I think that's the problem with that register as well. So yeah, well, good to know. Of course, why would you want to use composite anyway on a CoCo 3? That's my argument.
Because you have to.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, that was my fun and excitement for yesterday.
Well, at least you guys figured it out. I didn't realize it was consistent like that. I thought it was. I mean, I was pretty sure it was color burst, but
Yeah, it looked like a color burst, but I knew I went into my code. I knew I wasn't touching that bit, so I thought, I don't know why it would change.
that's that read-only versus write-only register crap.
Yeah, and it worked fine on my.
Roger, who's an expert on gimme stuff since he's the one who's been disassembling and
Well,
scanning.
that's right.
And he said his comment is Tandy went cheap on the gimme. They went cheap on everything, but yes,
Yeah, that's right. Well,
if they went expensive, we would have had 2 meg built. Then you would need these stupid dad boards out of them.
Well, as we've seen in the pictures that Roger's done, the 86 Gimme and the 87 Gimme are internally quite different, really, aren't they?
Yeah, the organization is definitely different.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, there is a good chance that some things might not be exactly the same between them.
And we do know the 86 Gimme is considered to have some bugs too. So
Yeah, it works the other way. Some things do work on an 87, but don't on an 86. That's why I was surprised to hear that this was not working on an 87, but it was on an 86.
Yeah.
If that is the problem, that we still have to verify
It
that.
looks
But
like
that's what it's looking like. Yeah.
And that makes some sense. I mean, if it's randomly reading supposedly write-only register differently, I mean that's something.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's right. Yeah.
Now you just got to find, is it consistently wrong the same way, or is it something that's depending which phase you turned it on, or
No, it seems to be always consistent. It fails consistently on the 86, on the 87 Gimme.
like for example, if you take the 87 Gimme and then you hold down the F1 or F2 to change the phase for your
like
does
that.
it change?
I'm not sure.
And could that be a way to tell if you have an E6 versus E7?
Yeah. Sockmaster released a little utility that's do it because the timing, the timer is a little bit different, so you can actually write it very fast to check it.
And that's that's what I told.
But
I told Buck to download that Sockmaster utility. That's how he worked out. He had an 87 Gimme.
okay. Yeah, Roger just added another comment. He said it might be returning what was last on the bus from the last instruction byte. Someone needs to verify this.
Yeah, that's right. It works fine on my CoCo.
Yeah, and screw everybody else. That's your normal attitude.
Well, that's right. That's all I care about. Yeah, no,
Those suckers just give me money. I don't care for words.
That's right. All these,
As you said many times before, just get RGB already. Why are you guys
Well,
on the same?
exactly. That now you're on the money.
And that is getting easier now that we're getting all these other solutions for looking at RGB. Like,
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I was going to ask you, Nick, because I got to bring Nitrous 9 into this for some reason.
Oh God.
Did you see the screenshots Rick put of his web reader? He was demoing CoCoTALK, but now he's added in the stuff Ken and I had in our seminar. You've got like
Uh,
drop down menus
where-
and stuff.
Where's that?
Go into the networking group on Discord, and the very last channel, which is network interface card.
Uh,
Yeah.
Just looking
Yep.
for it still. Yeah,
Yeah, just-
interfacing cards.
Yeah, you have to scroll up a bit, but he's got some screenshots of it. The very first of his 3 screenshots is how he showed it at the fest, which is a stock log.
Ah, yep, I see it, yep.
And then if you go to the second and third, it'll show from the menu pull down.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Good, yeah.
There's our first web browser. That was what I was planning to do back in like 98, 99 when I was fiddling with Vue to get to do animated GIFs and stuff. It's never got that far.
Yeah. Oh, good. And that's, hang on, who's doing that?
Rick Hewlin.
Rick Ulan, yeah, of course, yeah.
That's his web browser written in Basic.
In Basic 09, yeah.
Which I just sent an updated test for James Jones and for Rick, where I've got the the real floating point multiply running about on average 2 to 3% faster on a 6809, and then the run beam runs running about 12 to 16% faster than it does it just native mode.
All right.
And now I'm just working on Divide if I wasn't getting distracted by all these stupid games.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, so things are hopping in the CoCo community here. And Todd, he just verified he's going to be on. Talk about his newish game. It's about a month old now.
Oh, that's right. This weekend's the game episode, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be showing it. Well, hopefully, you can test to make sure your emulator will handle the crashing like mine was doing. You can show up Glenn Hewlett's Robotron.
Yeah, I'll give that a try today.
So we'll have you your game, and you playing Glenn's game. We'll have Todd Wallace's new game. I was going to show some stuff from the fest. Like I was going to show some screenshots from Bruce's game. Maybe a clip from the seminar he gave, the St. John Strong seminar that has the Dr. CoCo, which is the Dr. Mario clone, which looks a lot closer to Big Dan. I think he's just good working on the music stuff with GMC or something.
Right.
So there's like 6 different game-related things going on, not including the 5 billion Jim Gary games that we released this last year.
Yeah. Booting Mame up now to try that Robotron.
I still haven't had a chance to actually play it yet. I think I copied it on my SD card at the fest. I was too busy doing design stuff.
Well, yeah, well, yeah, I wonder how. I haven't tried playing it either. Okay. How do I stop the debugger from coming up automatically in MAME now? We turned it on last time.
Yeah, are you running from a script or are you running from your GUI thingy?
My GUI thing. Yeah, I can't remember how we turned this on.
Yeah, it's a command line option dash debug, so wherever that's set up in your GUI front end or something. You can just close it too, though. Like once you right up, just close the debug.
Yeah, I'm doing that, but I have to do it every time, and I'm lazy.
What on earth are you talking about? / sarcasm. There's another tag that Rick has to support.
Trying to see if there's a debug option in the pull down menus, but doesn't seem to be. Oh well. I've also got to turn off the composite mode I was testing. Now where the hell was that in? Oh, found it. What a UI. Okay.
Name has a UI. What?
Yeah.
That's very
Run. Road. And I'll be even more impressive. I should share my screen.
Yeah,
So,
if you can, because I couldn't get it to run. You just kept crashing out the screen.
yeah. So that everyone can see it crash.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. If it's going to go down, let everyone see it go down.
Because once I finish my
Sorry.
base 9 floating point optimizations, I'm going to probably request to run the source and figure out these few glitches. I'll have to give you the sense.
It is so close, yeah.
So if it's going to crash, you're going to do it live and on the air, right?
That's what I'm doing. I'm about
That's
to
what I
type
tried
in
last time. That's exactly what happened.
Robotron. So here it is. I'm going to press enter. Are you watching it? Is it on?
I'm just getting
it's
over
on.
there.
Okay. Enter. Press. Lightning speed load.
You can watch it, crowd. Who's controlling the screen? That's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
This is supposedly my show, so. But just like the show on Saturday, anytime I talk, people ignore me. So, but we're
Somebody just make a noise.
here for the CoCo, so I'm not worried about it.
I keep hearing the snattering like a fly or something.
Yeah, I swear I heard somebody talking.
Where's that mute button? That kick button?
Okay, here we go. Decompressing.
What's it? Having a cigarette and a nice brandy?
Yeah, well.
Yeah, you already got
Or-
further than I did.
Okay, well that's working. Now,
Now you
you
have two
play.
joysticks like that?
No,
Oh,
I
two
don't.
joysticks.
That's the problem.
You can hit
I
5
don't
for the coin in and then 1 for one player, then you can just watch yourself die.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. So that. Holy cow. How do you stop
loud.
firing? I can't stop the firing. Holy shit. Is that one of the bugs?
I can't hear you over the noise of the game.
Yeah, I know. It's. I'm almost dead.
pretty fast.
It is. Kill me, man. Kill. Finally. Ah, damn. One more life.
Yeah, well, we can't hear your game now.
Oh, it stopped.
What?
Ah, okay. If I move using the numpad, it stops the firing, and it fires in the direction I'm moving.
Nice.
Which, well, I don't know. It's
So
not
must be
nice.
mapping both joysticks to the same keys then?
Maybe I'll start it again. So hold your ears.
Can you what? Because Meg does have volume control.
Yeah,
That's okay. I've got to find that.
I
I know how to do it from the partial emulation screen, and then you go to the tab.
Yeah, I've got to.
yeah.
I can't even find that. It's a tab key or something, isn't it? No.
I turned
You have
off.
to turn it.
Yeah, I
How's it
turned.
getting all those colors?
Yeah, I turned down the audio going over the stream, so
Oh, good. Okay.
So-
I'm going to give it another try.
only the people here and you can hear the audio from the game.
There we go. I moved and it stopped firing, and it's firing only when I move in that direction.
Yeah.
Now the guy's
Sorry.
supposed to explode in particles. Isn't he? You can't.
Well, probably what's happening is both joysticks are mapped to the same. Yeah. Same to the keyboard. You running on real hardware or emulator?
Emulator. Mate.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
The same way on the hardware.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that he may be using joystick emulation, and it's emulating both joysticks through the same keyboard. So
Wave 1 complete. Well,
Like Robotech, you can't kill the indestructible pumps.
anyway, it's enough to do a demo of the game. Yeah.
We'll just have to
I
warn
wonder if
everybody
it-
that the sound is awfully loud.
Yeah, it's damn loud. I'm going to
You
try
can change that in main,
BCC.
so maybe see, like, I don't know if your GUI has that. You can actually change the master.
Somewhere, maybe. I'm looking now.
we see.
Configuration, maybe? Or under video, does it have sound?
Nope.
Try configuration.
Keyboard configuration is.
You had it on that previous screen.
Oh, did I? Oh, you can see all that, can you?
You just above the
Wait.
second line.
Where?
Just below analog controls.
And dip switches.
Oh, there. Yeah.
Which I think is describing you trying to read.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought it was Chinese. Yeah,
No.
I can't see a volume.
It's written in English, and you only know Australian.
That's right. It's a different language. It's foreign. Anyway, I'm going to try BCC. If I can find my BCC.
Does it work on XROR also?
And yeah, I haven't run up XRAW. I should. Where's my BCC line? It's abandoned me. Found it. Now I'm going to add that disk. There my screen so we can advertise my system crash. Okay. And now I say run.
Away.
And I cracked open a fresh cold beer to watch this.
I'm going to speed it up. Oops, let me slow it down again. Well, it's running.
Hey, look at that. I got first place of all-time hero.
Set my joystick. It's using the mouse. Oh, that'll do. All right. No, I could probably demo it this way. I'd be curious to know what parts didn't work.
It's just, he said there's some random slowdowns, especially when the screen gets really busy. I think that I often check the arcade game. Doesn't the players supposed to explode into particles or something? It's killed, not just flash code.
The two things that Glenn said were that the tanks level, with all the tanks shooting, starts exploding, and any level that has the sparks, when the sparks explode, that tends to slow down.
Okay.
Well, what it needs there is a 6309 now.
That's what I
That's
told
all it needs. That's all it needs.
He wants to remain pure, though. Though, mind you, if I end up doing it, I don't have to. Right?
That's it. You can take the purity out.
I'll try it first. I'll try to get it running on the 6 out of that first. But I looked at his Defender code. I found a few minor, very minor optimizations I could have done beyond, but not a lot.
Yeah.
He's been converting it pretty tight. Plus, I assume the original code by Williams is pretty tight.
Is he? Is this released?
And he's not doing it anymore. That he said he's kind of burned out on the whole thing. He doesn't want to see it again.
And it's playable?
Yeah, it's fully playable. It's just got some slowdowns. Not all the sound was converted. That was one other thing, which I don't know how he does that. So
Yeah, I saw that the explosions, when your man explodes, there was no audio. Hey, Ken, I think I'm going to submit this to the Game on High Council as a game submission.
yeah, the CoCo main thing's actually getting pretty big now. We got Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, Joust, Defender, Robotron.
Yeah.
And you close the stream.
Oh. Well, I finished the demo.
Yeah, just
We can go back to our normal schedule.
Our normal schedule is playing any game on a CoCo. That was a game, and it was on the
okay.
CoCo.
with an emphasis on whatever the current game on challenge.
Yeah. With a preference of the current game on challenge. But there are a few people we make exceptions for. And Glenn is one of them.
Yeah.
Has anybody here tried Todd Walsh's new games? That's one of the ones we talked about. Strategy Cookie Free game.
Who's our guest tomorrow on Saturday?
Todd Wallace.
So does Todd Wallace?
Yeah, Lord Dragon as he's called in Discord.
Okay.
And it's his game that we'll be doing. Plus, we're going to go through a lot of other projects. His sister's pretty much done with that. So I guess there are any questions now.
Let's see if Robotron will work on real hardware here. Good.
Yeah, it ran fine on my CoCo too.
Yeah, and Ken, if you want to, or somebody else who's on the stream, if they want to grab Clickomania from the archive, that's the game that Todd demo. If you want to show it on the stream, it's some free.
This is hard to play with two joysticks.
Is that Robotron?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is hard.
And you pretty well have to have them both free for it.
Oops. Ah.
Seems to work pretty good to me.
As Alan was mentioning, though, it's on later levels, or there's a ton of stuff to screen.
Yeah.
Fall down, but he said it shouldn't be from his calculation. I get the rest of the floating point library optimizations I want to get done.
All right, well, I'm gonna jump off now. I gotta go have supper, I guess. Ooh, it's Jumping Joey.
Yeah. Now, well, you said you're jumping off, so he's Jumping Joey.
Ah,
Except you're going to be playing Jumping Ken.
uh-huh. I get
See
it.
what I did there?
How's that coming along, Nick?
Yeah, it's getting there.
Are those the lawnmowers?
Uh, yeah, lawnmower, bulldozers. Yeah. I'm just skipping from one level to the next.
Yeah.
It plays all right in Maine. BCC is a bit problematic with the music. Yeah, but Maine's doing it all right.
Are you running BCC right now or Maine?
No, Maine. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but BCC is becoming less accurate the more they work on it.
Your jumping sound works during this too, right?
Oh yeah, what's my button for that? There it is. Note the volume drop there on the music.
Yeah, now if you jump, the jump stays loud, right?
It still is, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good, I think.
Yeah.
That'll work.
So every time you start a new area, the music goes full volume, and then
one
it drops.
round and then it drops in half.
Yeah, otherwise it'll drive you mad.
Oh, I just hit one of the slowdowns in Robotron.
Ah, really?
Yeah, it's pretty good. The graphics are running pretty quick.
Yeah,
sound
yeah.
effects. Well, on CoCo 1, 2, it's 16K RAM. No
That's
extra
right.
RAM.
That's running in 6809 mode as well.
Does it sound much better in 609?
Very slightly, maybe very slightly, because it's interrupt driven anyway, so it's going to be running at the same speed there. But what I haven't tried it on is running 50 hertz. See if that
I
breaks
bet you it turns black and white.
PAL doesn't. We run the separate composite, so it wouldn't affect us. And this isn't the latest version. The latest one, actually, I have got it scrolling down the screen when it goes to the next level. Like it rolls everything down and then brings up the next screen. So I'll be showing that version on the show on Saturday night, on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, I can remember we got to tell the actually, I guess the Amiga guys won't be able to because they were doing their mega recording of all 4 shows on Saturday,
Right.
starting at 2:30 or something. So they probably won't have time to but
Oh,
ours
they're like-
turned up in
yeah.
April games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'll have this version, but with the scrolling down, and I've just got to add some sound effects on the scrolling, and it'll be ready. I also changed the font. I redid the character set. I decided to go with this slightly larger font.
Like wider again?
Well, it's 3 bytes wide, but the one I had before was 2, so it fitted more text. But yeah, it was really squashed up a bit, so I thought
Yeah, and some of the characters
yeah.
look the same. Yeah.
they looked a bit ugly. So I thought, what the heck, it's
Almost looks like
Sorry,
Anik Mode 4.
yeah, exactly. That's right. But yeah, once you start the game, you sort of forget how low res it is.
And you start cussing about how you keep getting ran over or drowning.
Yeah, well, that's eventually that's the goal: get run over.
Soon we will be taking the name of Nick Morente's in game again.
Does PETA know that you're trying to slaughter defenseless poor animals?
Oh no, you're trying to protect your kangaroo.
You know, what I need is I need a few couches on the road.
As long as I don't have to hit a toll booth, I'm fine.
Yeah, I guess couches don't really have wheels and don't drive by themselves, do they?
Mm.
Unless you have it fall off the back of a truck.
Or- Yeah. Or
Yeah, but that's not really. It's not a danger to you, though.
Well, it would block you off.
In some
Permanently.
places, won't they have coach races?
yeah, or you could have road sofas,
Oh, okay.
also known as Harley Davidsons.
Well, I do. I do have a. Hang on, I'll go back. Those blue ones are meant to be motorbikes, although sort of it's a three-wheel
More like
bike. Yeah, trikes.
But they have 2 wheels up front.
It's just one
Wow.
really big nut wheel.
Yeah,
I
blues is
could-
so-
Yeah, that's the idea. It was supposed to be a big wheel, but anyway,
Or it could be
I
an
like
Aussie on a
the look.
moped for a line.
Well, that's right.
It's a really big wheel with a really thin splash guard over top of it.
Yeah, it is. That's right. There'll be a
Alright,
snake. Sorry.
Sorry, I was just gonna say I'm gonna go eat now. I think my family's
You're gonna-
getting mad at me.
You're gonna play jumping Ken.
Exactly. We'll
Not if
see
he
you
eats
on
it, you won't
Saturday.
All right. See you, Ken. Anyway, I think we've seen enough of this. So,
So both your demos will work.
yeah, that was the idea, to make sure they both work. But yeah, the music seems to be playing. I do get still a bit of that problem where with 2 voices, there's a bit of a garble when the 2 voices are mixed. So I'm trying to clean that up a bit. It doesn't happen much, but you do hear it every now and then. So
And when you run it in native mode, does that stay the same or does it improve?
yeah, it's much the same. So it's just something to do with the 2 waves being mixed together. Obviously, there must be something I can do to clean it up, but I don't know what it is yet.
That's looking good. Not
But
good.
yeah, well,
That is a 16K CoCo 1 and 2 versus a 5
yeah. How big was the original ROM? The original game? Yeah, back-
I don't think, but it would have had separate boards for sound and stuff too.
Yeah.
Distribute 64K. I think some of the sound samples were on separate chips.
Right. Yeah, probably. I wonder what CPU.
Originally
they
it was
use this-
609.
Yeah, for the main CPU. What about the sound? I'm wondering if they used another 6809 or did they? I'll look it up. Defender. Defender hardware. Okay.
Something looks wrong with that directory listing.
I want a real-time clock so bad I'm typing this.
Haven't we got our real time clock yet?
That's 20 years ago.
It says sound 6802/6808 board.
So it's a dual CPU board?
That's what this is saying. Is that right?
So it's just using one of the microcontrollers, kind of like it's in.
Must be. Yeah. That's all you would need. And it says a ROM F800 to FFFF. So that's not right. It's only a small ROM.
I'm just taking a look at Todd's game.
Might see if there's another website. This one's.
I have a question for you two guys. Can the
Okay.
CoCo do SPI on a on the PIA?
Well, not as standard, no. You'd need to add some extra hardware to do an SPI interface.
Yeah, but I'm saying the machines, if it has the hardware, it's capable of accessing it. If the
I assume so. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. That's hardware, man.
Yeah, I don't know this hardware stuff you speak of.
yeah, because I don't know the speed of the SPI standard.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's usually a danger sign for me that's endangering my hair. So
Here we go. The wiki says that the main CPU is a 6809, while a 6800 handles the audio.
Yeah, the 6802 and 6808 are just variations of the 6800 with IO.
Yeah. Yep, that sounds right. Yeah.
you'll be happy to know, Nick, that Todd's game here actually uses your high resolution.
Yeah, I know that game. Yeah, I know. I remember downloading the game. I thought, yeah, impressive. No hardware required. Using the high-res interface, the CoCo 3 has always had.
And then you
That was
confused
much
there by
happier.
putting the really weirdest shaped cable you could find. I didn't know.
Yeah, that's right. I still have that tape. And it's still blank on the top.
I remember when I looked at it, I'm going, what the hell is this? this? Is this some sort of a art board or something? Okay. I died.
Oh, someone mentioned me in the Game On challenge.
Yeah,
Let's just say
Matt, you'll want to check it out.
I'm just looking at it now, and this dude, this is about the couch thing. Oh yeah, have the animal drop a pouch in front of him where he's going to block traffic. Oh yeah, maybe I can put the couch idea in there.
Roger said to mention to you, Nick. He said, "Oh, if I had my mic handy, tell Nick I didn't know what that was until just now either." Talking about that picture of the table that none of us had to put what the hell you were taking a picture.
Yeah, that's right. It was a bit. It was abstract, but yeah,
Yeah, you
that was
found
the
the
whole
only
idea.
Art Deco table in existence. That's what you based for.
Well, at the table I had, it was a photo I took. So, but yeah, I wanted to show a table with nothing on it because it was the high-res interface that we've always had. Nothing. No hardware needed.
Yeah, you should have just put a blank picture, like of just empty sky or something.
Yeah, but people would think, oh, yeah, he forgot to put the picture in. Yeah. So I put a table in there as a presentation table, but with nothing on it. This is how many brains Nick has. An empty table.
That table's demonstrating all my coding skills.
This is how much money I've made from all my games. Nothing.
That's how much money I make off Nitrous 9 then.
Yeah, that's right. Uh, so you find the mouse moves quite smoothly for a software-only
Yeah, and I'm
mouse
just through the
photo?
emulator, like you pointed out, the emulator's actually doing it right.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Okay, closer. That's a fun little game. A little bit
Yeah,
like
yeah.
but a little bit different.
Yeah.
But for a very first game he's ever done on a
Oh, it's
machine.
brilliant. Yeah, it's very good. Yeah.
Of course, he's done some other stuff. He's done his like OPL 3-player for the Mega Mini Rig play, like 16 voice songs and stuff. He's done CJ fun to include with ease of use now.
What was his name again? Todd Wallace.
Wallace, yeah.
Yeah. Give me a sec. I'm gonna bring up something if I still got it.
Yeah, he did some utilities for detecting your hardware.
I did, but I got something else here if I still have it. No, that's not it. Hang on. Should have it here somewhere.
Hey, for those watching
Okay.
the stream here, the person that wrote that game that was playing with Mania will be our guest on CoCoTALK on Saturday.
Nice.
Oh no, I'm getting them mixed up with someone else. Okay. Well, forget everything I said.
We usually do.
Yeah, I figured that. Yeah.
Huh? Did you say something?
Yeah.
Just filed that in the Nitrous 9 trash can.
Yeah. No, I got him mixed up with someone else, and
I will mention some
I
other things
don't-
Todd's done. He's done the DOS 3 utility, so you can actually read PC DOS disks directly from
Right.
He wrote that sysinfo, which is what I was saying. They'll have to detect all the different hardware and stuff you've got. I think which GB you've got, how much RAM you have, that kind of stuff. And a chip tunes player, which is he's also got the CJ conduit, something else. We did a flurry of updates from him on some of the days.
Right.
But this is his first game.
Right. No, well, it's good. It's better than my first game that I ever did.
Way better than mine. My Ring Quest game. That was the first one I ever got up. Dog slow. Too hard. Anyway, don't think I'll be playing anymore. I'm very late today when I get back in the base of night stuff here. So
Yeah,
testers.
I think it's lunchtime over here, so I'll get back to doing a bit of CoCo programming as well.
Yeah, I also got to get back to. There's a bug that I kind of found myself that Rick Hewlin has verified too. That according to the multi-view manual and stuff, you're supposed to be able to read a key press as a signal when you do the on mouse key command, and it's not doing that at all. It ignores key presses until you click the mouse button. I think I know what's going on, so I'll have to see if where it got disabled by accident.
Yeah.
But I'll finish this floating point stuff first. Maybe throw a few other in there too. Oh, I got a hold of Wayne Campbell, the guy who did the Basic 9 decode, decom, the decompiler.
Right.
Because we haven't heard from him in a couple of years, and I just sent a message. I said, "Yeah, I'm working on some more Basic 9 stuff here. I just wondering how you're doing." Because I don't know if you guys heard the story at the time, but he was actually homeless, living in his car for a while there, and just surviving, being an Uber driver. But he said, "Yeah, he's actually got a place to stay now, a house, and got himself a new PC, a gaming PC. He's been having fun with that. He's just kind of been distracted, but he's kind of getting itching to get back into it a bit here. So he downloaded the latest DOU, and he's watched that video that we did that Rick watched for doing his menu stuff on his browser here. So he's getting into that. But he's actually working on a new version of Decode again, where it'll actually take like merge modules. Like we had a bunch of Basic 9 procedures all merged together. Right now you have to manually split them out, then run the decompiler on it. He's actually making a new version that will actually do it all in one shot. And he's actually got a GitHub up with the source code for the whole decompiler too. So we're going to start working on some of the bugs that he has. There's a few that are still remaining from the old days.
Right.
Not too many though, but I mean, I've used it to resurrect like Gem Quest and Magic Stones and Super Ike and a few others there. So it does work. You have to fiddle with it a bit, but it's a great tool. If we've lost the source code over time, we can actually regain it.
Yeah.
Well, that would be cool.
Yeah. Well, the two versions he's done before, Decom was the old commercial version, and Decode was the one he did since. They both have bugs, but they're different bugs. So if you actually decompile and decode the same program between the two, you can kind of merge them together. And both of those are included on EOU. So if you guys want to give them a try, they're there. And he's got a website explaining how the internals of Basic 9 works, which I've used to optimizing Basic 9 just to make sure I'm understanding things right. So he's done a lot of research on that kind of stuff. So it'll be helping along with us getting Basic 9 optimized further than everybody else. And I'm hoping it'll speed up my stupid game. It's running a bit slower on 609 than I was expecting. I'm trying to figure out exactly why. 609 runs fine. Gimme X runs too fast. So, hey, game special. We're going to be talking about a bunch of new releases or releases being worked on. I think up to 6 projects that I know of on the show. And we'll also interview Todd Wallace about the one game that's on the screen right now. And then so he'll have presented his history of the CoCo and that kind of thing. So it should be a good episode.
Yeah, no, it'll be a good show this week.
And Sloopy will give the official results of the Game On Challenge this week.
I am.
Oh, no, wait, Ken's still around this week, isn't he?
Yeah.
He said next week. Well, you'll be there to talk about the live stream part.
Yeah. Somewhat. No, actually, I won't.
And how Mark Mosley cheats.
Actually, I won't be.
Oh, no?
No.
Any particular reason?
Saturday is the yearly family event at my brother's house.
Ah, okay.
So, and it starts at 2:00 local time.
I thought we just ticked you off by beating your score.
No, I don't care. As long as I beat, stay ahead of Mr. Dave 6309, and more often than not beat Ken, I'm good. Anyone else, I don't care. I can be second to last, and I'm good. As long as one of those two are last, because they're the ones who constantly give me bust my balls about beating me. So I got to return the favor.
Yeah, I'm wondering what game, like when Ken goes on his extended vacation in Ontario, are you going to be his backup for doing game select and stuff if he does have internet problems? Doesn't sound like he will.
Probably. I'll be better prepared, because basically I literally was having issues with it because I've been so busy with other stuff that I think it was, if you'll notice when I did it, where was it? Let me scroll back here. Great, game on. And there's the end. Yeah. 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. Submissions are closed. Okay. I was busy doing other things and didn't even realize what time it was, and I'm like, oh, sheep dip, I've got to do the game on thing. And I was on until I was up until 4 a.m. So trying to get it recorded, I thought I got it recorded because I tried recording it 4 times and the dogs kept barking. And so I would start over again. And then finally I just told the dogs, hey, you're either in or out, and I'm shutting the door, and you're going to shut up. And they looked at me like, uh-oh, Dad's pissed. And they were quiet, and I got it recorded. I'm like, fine, I'm going to bed. Then when I got up in the morning, and around 11 o'clock, I went to listen to it. And hold on a second. I went to listen to it to make sure everything sounded good and everything. And there was no audio on it. So I was like, son of a beep. So then when I got on, I was like, I'm not recording this again because it's daytime. There's too much noise. My neighbor was cutting the grass, and my son works on his truck, which is on the other side of the wall. And I'm like, I'm not going to be able to record it. So I was like, ah, to hell with it. I'll just do the audio live. What's the worst they're going to do? Shoot me? Fire me? Please. So, but no, it's all good. As long as
I'm going to log off because like I said, I want to get back to this stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to end the stream now. So, thank you everyone for watching the game on. The CoCoTALK Game On Challenge live. Please join us next week when we will be playing another great CoCo game. Thank you to all of our participants, and thank you to Nick and Curtis for dropping by and giving us something interesting to watch instead of us losers playing games. And CoCo on.
All right. Bye.